Hello, and welcome to the latest installment of Critics and Cars Getting Home.
We're on our way back from watching the preview screening of The Mole Agent. It's a documentary from Chile, set in Santiago de Chile, and it's a documentary actually that was one of the 5 nominated for Best Documentary Feature in this year's Academy Awards. It did not win, but what a terrific film.
Yeah, and a rare, weird historical happenstance. There were 2 foreign language documentaries nominated for Best Foreign Language Feature. The other was Collective, which we've previously seen, and loved is not the right word because it's a bleak and despairing film. But The Mole Agent is a fantastic detective story / meditation on old age, set largely in a nursing home called San Francisco, in the outskirts of Santiago. I believe they don't say exactly where it's located, but the implication is that many of the people are from the big city, and
it's a super charming conceit, right? Basically, a private investigator goes to places an advert for an older gentleman aged between 80 and 90 who will be capable of going undercover into this nursing home to investigate allegations of elder abuse or mistreatment. So
mostly on behalf of a specific client. That's
right, whose mother is in the home. And so, I mean, the opening was absolutely gorgeous because you get a little bit sort of an audition process of these older gentlemen who are supposed to be, what does it say, that they have to be adept with technology?
Fluid with technology, and the first 15 minutes were full of belly laughs,
yes.
Which quickly fade away as the film settles into a much more somber is not even quite the right word, bittersweet certainly.
Yeah, bittersweet, because there are charming moments. I mean, you're basically watching older folks going about their day-to-day and having beautiful conversations. There are some very, very sweet, charming moments, but as you say, an underlying sadness, right?
Melancholy. And sorry guys, this has been a while since we've had this problem. It's almost the anti-collective in a way, not to spoil too much, but it is a G-rated film. And it's interesting, I actually thought during it I'd recommend it to almost anybody, and then while we were waiting to leave, I heard somebody say, well, I wouldn't recommend that to everybody, which I found to be interesting.
I wonder who shouldn't see it.
Well, I do think it is, fundamentally it is about the loneliness that so many seniors feel at the end of their lives when they've been placed in a form of institutional care.
And or so even if they haven't sometimes, right? Because families get on with their lives, and so maybe we're not visiting our old people enough, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so there is potentially a triggering element. I guess there's maybe not quite the insistence or the pace or the something about it. I mean, it's probably only around 90-some minutes, but it didn't exactly fly by.
No.
But which is a pace that befits its subject,
yes.
You know? You wouldn't expect anything else. But I did just feel that it was so simultaneously beautiful in its observational qualities while still having this whole other layer of conceit that made it engaging, and the whole setup of this 84-year-old man with his spy glasses and
having to learn how to record WhatsApp messages to send home to the PI every day, reporting on what's happened. I mean, there are some hilarious and wonderful moments in that regard, you know, when he's sending home a report that basically is, today we had this, that, and the other for lunch, and in the afternoon we played games of blah, blah, you know, that kind of thing. And the private investigator's like, that's not the information that I'm waiting for, you know. But can I just say, I mean, I think one of the beautiful things about successful documentaries, obviously, is when they hit upon a subject for the film, and that subject just proves to be one of the most beautiful pieces of casting. And so Sergio,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
The ultimate recipient of the want ads.
Yeah, he gets the job. And he works so hard at it. And also, look, we know that this is a truth that often in nursing homes, because men predecease women as a rule.
And Chile in particular.
And in Chile in particular, he does his count one day and reports back that there are 40 women and he's one of 4 men. Well, of course, he's also quite onto it. Little do they know that he's there under a pretense and under false pretenses. And so, he...
But he is also a widow as well, and very recently. And so, but it is, I mean, I suppose there's a potential of ethical questions for some viewers watching it of this person who's in there to some extent under false pretenses. But he also has very, apart from just wanting to feel useful, very valid reasons for wanting to change up his life and work through his grief. And it is tangentially a film about surviving grief as much as it is about these other things.
Absolutely. And, without wanting to spoiler anything in particular, he has this nous, doesn't he, and is able to have really beautiful conversations and quite meaningful conversations with some of the, I wanted to call them inmates. Oh, that's not appropriate, but
residents.
Some of the residents. So the film is The Mole Agent. It comes out on August 7th, I believe.
That sounds right. And
Oscar nominated and absolutely beautiful and highly recommended, I would say. I mean, if you've listened to us talk about the subject matter, you're going to know whether it's something that is triggering for you or something that you don't want to see. And otherwise, I think if you have any older people in your life, then you are duty bound to go watch it.
And if you don't, at some point in your life, you're going to. So see what you're in for. Till next time.